Greetings all, Zechs here for another entry of the 13 Slays of Halloween. I'll be looking at Proxy today. It's recommended by people, my friends, and people at theouthousers.com. And I gotta say, it's an interesting concept, just that the concept itself, I mean, I don't know if it's probably the director itself. I mean, it drags. And, I mean, there's interesting scenes and interesting material. This is that the scenes just drag on and on. I mean, for a movie that should be like an hour and a half, this is a 2 hour movie, and it feels like a 4 hour movie, and it just goes on and on and on. And that's the problem with it. I mean, there are good performances in here, there's a good twist in here, and there's good horror in here. Suspense. It's just that it just drags, and when it drags, it just goes on, especially that later half of the movie. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, and that's the problem with it I had. I mean, I was just tempted to press the fast forward button. I was like, no, maybe it'll add the single end. And then it didn't. And I'm like, oh, God. Then I turned on my laptop and like, okay, I'm going to go watch a little bit of Age of Ultron to get the trailer again. And maybe that's probably the plan I had. The Age of Ultron trailer. Damn it! It's so good. But, yeah. This movie disappointed me. I expected something maybe good. And if there's a good movie there, it's just that it needs better editing, and there could have been a lot cut out from this movie. And it's just that this could have been better, and it annoys me that it wasn't better. I just wish, like, pretty much, there's certain scenes in the movie where the girl Esther follows Melina, I think her name, Melanie, I think is her name actually, and pretty much. Okay, you're like, okay, this is kind of creepy. Why is she doing this? And pretty much we find out Melanie is kind of lying to what she told Esther, that she kind of still has a kid and still has a husband. And then pretty much, I mean, you find out like what Esther does and the relationship she has with Melanie and what she's trying to do. And it's just, I don't understand why Esther does what she does. Is she a killer? I mean, it's not a spoiler, but is she like a serial killer? Is she a stalker? I mean, how long has she been doing this? Is this a like grand plan to her to find just a girl like Melanie? I don't know. And that's the problem I have with this movie. It's like it tells you something, but it leaves out more than you want. And the stuff that leaves in there, it's like it just, you don't want that stuff. You want the goods. You want answers. And you won't get answers. You just get questions and questions and no answers. And pretty much the ending itself is frustrating because there is no ending. It just ends when the two characters are, well, pretty much ready to kill each other. And that's when it ends. It's like, really? You're ending it there? Why end it there? I want no more. What happens? Why do you can't? And that's the problem. I mean, it's a frustrating movie. And it's that, because this movie could have been better. It tries something that hasn't been done before, and pretty much, I just can't believe this movie. I mean, the beginning was good. I mean, it's like, okay, you're watching this, and this story of Esther, and like going to see how her baby's doing, and all of a sudden, bam, just across the head, and the assailant takes a brick and starts bashing her in the stomach, loses the baby, unfortunately, and we see her recuperating and then pretty much going through the treatments. But then this keeps on going on and on. You're like, okay, why are we going here? And then the twist happens. And then pretty much the second twist happens. And you're like, okay, why are they doing this? What? Huh? What? No. And that's ultimately the problem with the movie I had. I mean, I wish this was better. I mean, it's just, it pisses me off. I mean, the last movie, Zombie Ass Toilet, that I could see why it was made. There's something to it, this grand stupidity of things. But this movie's more frustrating to me because it just that it could have been better. You see a good film in here, and it's just that they dragged on the product that they had. And, like, they had to tell these scenes, but all other stuff like, okay, but why did this happen? Why did this happen? And you're like, why couldn't they put that in there instead? And it leaves too many questions and answers, and that's my main problem with the movie. I mean, I just wish it was better. So I'd probably give this like a 1 out of 5. I mean, it tries something good, but it just ultimately fails at it. That's kind of the disappointment of it all. And I guess kind of was hoping for more for this film, and that's like maybe it's because of the last one maybe ruined it more for me. But and that's I had higher hopes for this movie because pretty much I was like, okay, this has to be a better movie than the one that I saw, so it has to be better. No, it wasn't, and it kind of disappointed me. So yeah, that's my review of Proxy. I'm kind of disappointed. Hopefully my next movie will be better. I'm hoping. I mean, it stars Armin Zoll himself, Toby Jones. I have really high hopes. This guy's a good actor, and I'm kind of curious what he's going to be doing next in this movie that was written for me. So until then, sorry, you're going to see a more muted theme for this one, because this wasn't that bad, this movie, Proxy. It's just that it's frustrating. It's a frustrating movie. It wasn't a bad movie like you're like watching like, oh my god, what the hell were they thinking type of thing. It's just, or trying to be shocking you. It's this movie was like, this is a good movie. This could have been a really good movie, and it's either the director's fault, it's the editor's fault, or it's the writer's fault. It's one of the. It's, I mean, I think it's a mixture of all three, because this could have been something better, and this could have been more memorable, but it just leaves you wishing for more that it doesn't have, and the fact that it's a 2-hour movie is also against itself, because horror movies are not usually that long. I mean, this is an over 2-hour movie, and it just, for something like this, it's trying to be Hitchcockian, and I don't think it succeeds in that way. I mean, it tries to, but ultimately fails under its own hubris and trying to be just as witty and clever. And that's probably the ultimate disappointment with it, is that it's trying to be clever, but it really isn't that clever. And I guess, I mean, I know I'm just trying to end this video as quickly as possible now, but I mean, I'm just disappointed in this movie. If you want to see this movie, just see it. If you're curious if it's new for horror films, but if you're thinking this would be like great, fantastic horror film, you're gonna be disappointed, because I was disappointed for this, and I just wish there was something better for this, like maybe in better capable hands. It's gonna be better. Maybe that's what remakes are for. Maybe they can get rid of this junk and remold it to something better. But this is Hollywood, so they'll probably fuck it up even more. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Proxy. Not really worth it unless you're really curious and really looking for something different. And maybe if you are, hopefully you have the fast forward button, because you're gonna need it a lot. That, or just have something else to entertain you. Those long scenes that just drag on, because they will drag on, and that's the problem with the movie I had. Biggest problem. So yeah, there it is. Till then.